everybody, what's up? This is Steve.
And it's Ricky.
And welcome to the Two Broke Gamers podcast.
What's going on? Everybody on the internet world, how you been? How you been, Steve?
I've been chilling.
Yeah. And I've been a little not feeling well, but we're still here.
We are here for you. Ricky's been throwing up all week. It's been disgusting. Ugh.
It's been fun. So anyways, we got a lot of things to talk about in the gaming world when it goes from like GameStop to Twitch to Mario Kart to Hyrule Warriors to everything in between. Even China Joy. I think that's what it was called. I don't remember now. But of course I'll look into it because it was a big gaming convention in China.
Yeah.
And of course our second topic of the day, which will be related to esports. An interesting question that was asked in a interview to a developer that asked if esports can be bigger than the Super Bowl. So we can also discuss that and the possible future of esports. But first, we were talking about GameStop. And their trade-ins are getting an overhaul.
Oh, boy.
They're major overhaul. So
Sort of.
I don't think so.
That's a joke.
I don't know. I just think it is. So I guess we had talked about it in the last podcast where, the CEO of GameStop is like, nobody really knows about our trade-in stuff. And it's like our answer was, well, that's because it's not that they didn't hear about it. They just know that it's crap.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's a crappy trade-in program.
So, I mean, now you'll get, apparently starting August 18th, this month, you'll be getting a little bit more bang for your buck when it comes to your trade-ins.
How much, you may ask? A whole whopping 20% more.
Woo, yeah. So let's say if you had a game that was worth maybe, a quarter, it would be worth 30 cents now.
Yay.
Yeah. And even more so, say if you had a game that's $10, without any promotions or anything, you can get it for $12 now.
Yeah, it's a two extra bucks. So still not a good program.
Yeah, let's be real. We talked about this. You're better off just selling the thing on eBay or something.
You can get 20. You used to get $20 for a game. Here's $24. Still not a lot.
No, not a lot at all. So I don't know. I don't care. I don't think I could ever use the GameStop bucks for anything at all. I really I don't know. I don't see any real benefit in using it ever. Like, unless you're really dedicated to GameStop. But even then, I don't know, man.
Maybe like if you're on the broke side and you're like $5 short on buying a new game, you can trade in something a little older for $5 maybe. But I don't really.
No,
it's definitely, we've discussed this, and it's not the best program.
If you had like $5 worth of game, you might have to bring like 5 games. That's the thing.
Unless you got a game that's like maybe a year old.
Yeah, exactly. Then
even though like that's another thing too. Like apparently the half-life of video games is horrible.
Well, depending on the game too. Like if it was a game that's like massively popular, like Call of Duty, within like the year or two, it's gonna be worth like, let's say it started at $60, it's gonna be like $30 or $20 by like 2 years from now.
Yeah.
So and if you have a game that's extremely rare to find and is popular, then the game's probably gonna be the same exact price that it was sold for when it first came out. So
yeah, I still think that you're better off just selling your games privately or eBay or something. Just because the GameStop program we discussed is not good. So. At least in my general opinion, you may differ.
Yeah, I mean, let us know in the comments. Definitely, we definitely want to hear your feedback on this because we don't see any benefit in this, and I honestly think a lot of people feel the same way about that. Now, going to staying a little bit on GameStop, they only made the news because of Philadelphia.
Yeah, because technically, because you can trade in things at GameStop, it's considered a pawn shop.
Yeah, so
not porn. Pawn.
P-A-W-N, pawn.
Yeah. And so Philadelphia passed a law that you need to fingerprint when you trade something into a pawn shop. So I guess that means GameStop needs to fingerprint now.
Yeah, so GameStop
in Philadelphia only. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably other states too, but really Philadelphia had just enforced this, but GameStop is still considered a pawn shop in Philadelphia, so they're in that class, so they got to do that. So it's just like, okay, I guess, but it's also to prevent thievery, because there's always a lot of people. I don't know. Like I feel like no matter what, whether it's a pawn shop or GameStop, there might be some thieves trying to trade in some games and whatnot, or movies for money.
Which, Ricky and I had discussed this topic a little bit before we started talking about this.
Of course.
I used to be a GameStop employee a few years ago, and there was this couple that used to come in, and they were clearly like, if you ever met a crackhead, you know what they look like, and these people were clearly crackheads, and so they once came in with like 20 games, and they were like, yeah, my little sister, she got caught doing some bad things, we're selling all her games. Like, okay. And I couldn't just be like, are you guys sure? Like, you can't accuse these people, because then you look like a bad person, they're gonna like sue you. I don't know. My boss was just like, when stuff like that happens, you just gotta take it, move on.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. But now since you got a law that's like helping you out, not in this state, of course, but in Philly, it's just like, oh crap. Now it's either they got to move to another state, or just not steal, or have someone else buy it, but then they have to share the profit.
Maybe.
Yeah. So moving on to Mario Kart news, because Mario Kart is going to be getting a major update this month. Namely on the 27th of this month.
Is it silly?
Is it the 27th? Yes, it is the 27th. Now, at first it was supposed to happen in Japan, and then, of course, it was going to happen to the West. We had talked about this before, the Mercedes-Benz update. Now, August 27th is going to be the D-Day worldwide. And we talked about there was a Mercedes-Benz update, and we're just like, okay, they're going to have a card, it's Mercedes-Benz, whatever. No, there's going to be 3 different models of the Mercedes-Benz in this game.
They're interesting. 2 of them kind of look like reskins.
Yeah,
but they're all going to be separate cars. Don't worry. But 2 of them look like reskins, and one just looks like a completely different car model.
Yeah, like the one of the models is a Mercedes GLA, which is the newer model, which is coming out, which is where the advertising is coming from, of course, and everything. That looks like a completely different, like new cart, new whatever. Whatever is going to add on to it. I mean, it might be OP, who knows? But that's
compact SUV.
Yeah. And the other 2 carts that are coming look like the carts that are already in the game. One looks like the Mach 8, if you guys are familiar with that. If not, I mean, you'll see it eventually. And then the Sports Coupe, which also looks about the same like thing too. Now, those cars represented each are the 1957 300 SO Roadster sports car, which is a classic Mercedes, like race car, and the 1934 W25 Silver Arrow Formula Racing car. So that's the downloadable content. But now here's the thing: it's free. Don't panic. People are already ruined by DLC because everything DLC so far has just been paid for. You have to pay for DLC all the time.
Free's my favorite price.
Yeah. Now, not only is this DLC's coming, there's also going to be major updates. I guess major. Yeah, major. I consider it major updates for Mario Kart 8. Alongside it is a scoreboard area, which is just like, duh, because that was included in Mario Kart Wii, where, you had an area where you can see how many points you racked up, how many miles you did, and, what's your favorite character to use, and what's your favorite stage. Like, it had that whole breakdown in Mario Kart Wii, and I thought it was great, and I thought it was going to return for the Wii U version, and it didn't. All it was basically, this is why when I reviewed it, like, a couple of weeks back when I was doing the solo show, which, we didn't even mention today's our 10th show.
Oh yes, it's our 10th episode.
Yeah, 10th episode. Woo! Yeah. Good thing have we planned and remember this part, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So anyway, when I did the show solo, I talked about how I kind of felt gypped, but I felt like maybe with all the free stuff, it's gonna make up for itself because, like there was a lot of things missing from that game. Because basically, what Mario Kart 8, when I bought it out the box, it was a game, first player, second player, online. And then Mario Kart TV. That was it. Oh, yeah, and then there's stamps that you can use for the Miiverse, whatever. And that was it. Even the battle, I felt, was still incomplete. And I still feel like they have to add something to the battle because the battles, the way they are right now, are awful. And they really need to improve on that. So the scoreboard area will show the total coins, which is everybody's just confused about because there's... All right, and Mario Kart 7 started this coin thing again, just like how the original Mario Kart was for the SNES, but the coins now give you stuff. It gives you unlockable stuff for, new carts, new wheels, new whatever. Now, with the coins, you can get everything, but the one mission that is almost impossible unless you play the game a lot is that you have to collect 10,000 coins.
I hate grinding things.
you have to get 10,000 coins in order for you to get the final glider, the one last piece. And that's one of the pieces I'm missing, and I think that's a lot of, like the final piece that a lot of people are missing too, is that glider, that one final glider that you would get, which is a gold glider. I believe it's a gold glider. I forget what it's called. Now, you need 10,000 coins for that. And unless you're playing with 4 players all the time, which can help you boost up that coin count real quick, you're going to be doing this by yourself for a long time.
Dang. Yeah.
And you need like a couple of thousand, like 3,000, 4,000, whatever coins in order for you to get stuff. And another crappy thing about that is the fact that they continued what they did in Mario Kart 7, which was they had the coins, like, you had a certain amount, you got a certain thing, but it was random. So it wasn't like a fixed thing you got. Like, not everybody got the same thing at the same time. You got different things at different times. It was just selected for you randomly. The only thing that wasn't random, I believe, was the characters. Like, once you finish something, like, you got a certain character. That was set in stone. So now you can see the coin count, which is great. But not only do you see the coin count, you can see the online record of wins and losses, which is great. I love that. And the selection of characters and so on. And that's another thing, too. Selection of characters is basically, you can now save your character. If you use one main character and one main bike or cart, whatever, and wheels and all that, it can be saved automatically. So all you got to do is start up a game. You want to hit a game real quick online, boom. Oh, you use this character before? Do you want to use him again? Yeah, sure. Okay, boom. And now you're online playing.
Nice.
So that's great. Now,
it's like a preset.
Yeah, exactly. And it's saved. And it's like, well, that's a nice little touch. I definitely like that. And then online communication and races will have improved stability, which is great. Because some of the online races are slightly off. Some of them great. You do lose communication from time to time. Sometimes if one person leaves, somehow the room shuts down. It's buggy from time to time. Sometimes the room itself is buggy, where, I don't know, it's probably due to lag or probably due to servers or whatever the case may be. There's sometimes where, I was playing the other day, and there's a part where where if you're inside drifting, like I normally do on my karts, there's pipes or piranha plants there, and they'll bite you. But I'm in a point where I know I won't get touched. But when I watched the replay, I was watching somebody behind me. They weren't even near where the inside course was. And the piranha pit bit, and it obviously clearly bit me, but it obviously didn't touch me, but it touched the other person, and they flew. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And even more so, there was someone that got delayed, where someone got hit with a blue shell, and they didn't respond until like a minute, like almost literally a minute later.
That's a lag, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And you see it in the replay, where like you see, and I see it not even in a replay, I see it live, where I see people, I'm in second place, I see them get hit with a blue shell. And it literally takes them a couple of seconds for them to spin out, even though they're still driving and they're fine. But then they'll just be, oh, and it's like, oh, well, that should have happened back there when I just passed that blue shell blast.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're going to fix that. If not, they're probably going to fix some of the server issues, connectivity issues, whatever the case may be. Now, the last thing that they're going to fix is other minor fixes to problems.
Which is incredibly vague.
Yeah, and it has a lot of the hardcore, I guess, Mario Kart 8 players nervous. And it's funny, yes, there are already hardcore Mario Kart, because I think they were waiting for something better than Mario Kart Wii to come out. And a lot of these players are a little nervous because they're thinking that may affect their fire hopping, which fire hopping is a new advanced tech that was discovered in Mario Kart, where you can expand your boosts with certain karts and certain vehicles by once you're hitting your boost, like you hit the drifting and you get that spark, that final spark, and you can boost and you get a flame coming out of your cart, and you can expand that boost by jumping left to right, and that speeds you up incredibly. And a lot of people who use that, the advanced players, like really love that technique, and they're nervous that Nintendo might cut that out of the game.
Which I'm very silent on this topic because Mario Kart is clearly Ricky's thing and not very much mine.
But so. I did show you some things.
Yeah, but I still am like, yeah, fire hopping.
Like, to me, fire hopping's a cool thing. I use it from time to time. I'm not like too big on it because it doesn't really matter in online races unless like you're really close and you really want to kind of separate yourself when you're like at the end of the race. But besides that, I don't really find it that useful, especially when you can get hit by a random something at any given time, so it doesn't really matter. But who knows? We'll see what happens with that.
Whatever.
Yeah. And funny, one last thing about Mario Kart 8, there's an app for the Android store that came out, which is almost like this map that they have released on the MK board. It's kind of a plug for them, I guess. I really don't go on that board, but I did find out that they have this thing same thing like this app where you can kind of put the combination of the character and the carts and whatnot together, so you can kind of figure out what your preferences are and what you want in a cart and character combo. So this app is out. We can probably put links to it. And I tried it myself, and I don't care because I've already like done something like that. I've already kind of figured out most of the combo and what I like so far. I almost like the cruiserweight to heavyweight type because they give me like the most speed and whatnot. So
if I were to do it, mine would be like the lightest character with the lightest bike.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, those are interesting things out there to help people to cut down the time, because sometimes you don't have a lot of time to play and figure out your combo that you like, or with combo sticks. Yeah. Going on to major things. Of course, this is like major Nintendo news stuff. So yeah, deal with it. Hyrule Warriors.
Which I actually, I saw that direct. It was cool.
Yeah, I think I was like knocked out and like sick at that time during that whole event. But there's a lot of cool things announced where, I mean, I was going to probably try out the game. It was probably going to be maybe a rental for me, maybe something. But now it's, it seems like a really good game. And I'd be dumb if I missed out on it, in all honesty.
Well, yeah, if you're a fan of Dynasty Warriors at all, and like if you like the Dynasty Warriors gameplay, this is basically Dynasty Warriors with Zelda characters. They kind of even said that. They're like, hey, this is Dynasty Warriors Zelda characters. But no, it was actually really cool. They showed you a lot of the playable characters. They showed you a lot of their movesets.
Yeah, we've already like talked about a few times like the different characters. There's a ton of characters in this game.
They showed you a bunch of the new items that they're going to have. They introduced this adventure mode.
Yeah, adventure mode is basically you're facing like challenges in a grid map that looks like the original Legend of Zelda from the NES, which is kind of cool. And and every time you complete a challenge, it unlocks like a new part of the map, and with that, a new adventure in the mode itself. So, but only certain characters and weapons can be unlocked, using adventure mode.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the killer thing for me was the costumes.
Yeah, they're going to have a ton of costumes in this game.
DLC costumes that already come. It's insane what they have so far.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I don't even know where to begin. They have, obviously, they're going to have a ton of Link costumes, because Link is the poster boy of Legend of Zelda.
Well, because he is the main character.
He's the main character.
I mean, even though Zelda is, but the game's all about Link.
Yeah, the game, you're Link in the game. They're going to have... it looks like Super Smash Brothers Brawl Link. They have like Skyward Sword Link, Ocarina of Time Link.
Ocarina of Time.
They have so many different costumes for Link.
And same thing with Zelda. She's going to be Skyward Sword Zelda or Twilight Princess Zelda, all these things. And even more so, Ganon was also announced as a playable character.
At the very end of this direct, they showed Ganondorf, which, if you paid attention to one of our shows a couple of weeks ago, we were talking Smash news.
Of course.
And how... Well, we always talk Smash news. It's our favorite game. But we were talking, Ganon hasn't been announced yet. And in Hyrule Warriors, Ricky had brought up something that the Toon Ganon has a dual wielding sword set.
Yes.
Well, in Hyrule Warriors, Ganon's using those dual swords.
It is amazing.
It's awesome. It's so freaking cool. But now it makes us think now. They're moving on with this Ganon with the dual swords concept.
Yeah.
Will they put that in Smash 4?
I hope so.
That would be awesome if they did.
And you were kind of like
No, I didn't want Toon Ganon. I wanted regular Ganon with dual swords. Now they have a model of regular Ganon with dual swords.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah,
let's do this.
Yeah, he looks sick. We'll definitely link the whole direct, of course. But now also an exclusive for people who buy the game early and have like a 2-week window. You can actually get exclusive downloadable content and add-ons for Ganondorf.
Yeah.
So that's and that's a crazy thing too. Exclusive DLC from Nintendo. Like that's that's a whole different world for a lot of people.
And it's crazy because Nintendo's never really been big on DLC.
Yeah.
But the Wii U, all these games are coming out recently. Oh, looks like they're bulking up their DLC.
Now, just a list of characters besides Ganondorf. Of course, there's Link, and we talked Zelda. There's going to be Impa, Midna, which is one of my favorites. Midna's really cool because it's Midna and the fox thing. the fox, the wolf
thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing too, where everybody loved. Like, I never knew there was such a love for Midna since Twilight Princess. Like, it's really, she was the main highlight of that whole game. Like, the game wasn't so great; it was okay, but Midna was really the highlight of that game.
Yeah,
and just the fact that she's back in this series is pretty cool. I mean, Ganondorf playing as Ganondorf.
Ganondorf,
cool.
no, I can't. Yo, like. When I get this game, if I get this game, I'm Ganon, like 100%.
Like, and that's the thing too. That's the only other game you could ever play, Hyrule Warriors, that you can play as Ganondorf besides Smash Bros.
Yeah.
But besides Midna, you were talking about
Sheik is in it.
Yes,
I love Sheik,
which is kind of funny because then you have Zelda spoilers. I
guess.
Yeah,
but who doesn't know this already?
Yeah,
but I love Sheik.
Agatha, which is a character from Twilight Princess, Darina, of course, the Goron. Princess Rudo, Zant from Twilight Princess, Fee, Girahim, I guess you could say that's how his name, and Lana. So all these characters.
Which
from the
Lana's the new character, right? The character that's new
so.
to the Zelda universe. Because they're doing one character or maybe more, but they only announced the one, and she's like a spell, kind of like Robin from Fire Emblem, how it uses books and stuff to cast spells.
Yeah, she's labeled as a book of sorcery. Like, I see all their main weapons here, but I didn't want to go into that. Like, that's like something that everybody should
they talked
watch.
about those in the they talked about their main weapons and stuff in the video. So
now, another interesting thing too was the co-op mode.
The co-op mode was interesting. I found it cool.
Yeah,
because it's not going to be dual split screen.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to use player 2 will use the gamepad.
Yeah, and it is not something new. They've done that before, even like some of the Call of Duty games and such, where you can one person can use the TV to view their screen, and player 2 or whoever wants to be the other player can use the gamepad as their second screen. So there's no split screen, whatever the case may be. It's just two people playing, but like using two different screens, which I think is kind of cool for local multiplayer.
Yeah, the part that confuses me is that there's going to be an FPS drop, even if you're on the TV.
I don't know
because they said it.
Oh, they
said
it.
Okay. They said it's gonna happen. Like, so it's gonna be. I think they said a 60 FPS game if you're playing solo.
Yeah,
and then it's gonna be a 30 FPS game if you're playing co-op, even if you're on the TV. Which that makes no sense to me because you're already playing in 60. Why would they drop it down to 30? But it's whatever.
It's probably a technical thing with having two players play at the same time, but on two different screens from one console. Like, technically, you are looking at two different screens.
Yeah,
so,
I guess. I guess it's the one console thing because it's still the same console.
Yeah,
so.
that's the thing too. So yeah, I mean, this Zelda Hyrule Warriors though, this is looking pretty damn good, man.
I at first, when this was first announced, I was on the fence about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I don't know if I'm interested. And now that the more information they put on this, the more I'm like, yo, this game, I'm gonna try this game out.
Yeah, dude, I honestly want to buy this game just for that DLC because the game's gonna be released. The game's gonna be released in September 26th. And between September 26th and October 10th, so you really have a few week window to do this, where if you register it on the Club Nintendo, you actually get the costume DLC for Ganondorf.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's going to be a ton of DLC costumes. Like we talked about the different alternate costumes, and we even related it to Smash Bros. And how, Smash Bros. Has got to step its game up with some of the alternate costumes, because like, there's a lot of, yes, we are going to the Smash talk at this point.
Guys, you should know it's inevitable at this point. we can't go a single episode without talking about Smash Bros.
Yeah, we almost did not have any Smash Bros. News in all honesty.
We still would have talked about it. I mean, we would have found a way. But it's not the point. The point is that we think that Smash should step their game up with their skins. Because now that Zelda has shown that, we can do separate things. Like, we can make them have different costumes from different games. So we're like, why can't Smash do that?
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Like, I mean, not to knock a lot of the skins from Smash Bros. They're okay. I mean, but they're really just recolors.
Yeah, they're just recolors.
Yeah, it's not like Project M, but it got really creative with some of the skins. Like, I really do love the skins from Project M, and I really would have loved it if Nintendo would have done, like, or Sakurai really would have done that more so than anything.
Yeah.
But
my one thing with this is that, right, sure. So you can make Fox look different based on what game he's been in. You can make Mario look different based on what games he's been in. Link and Zelda, like all the Zelda characters can look different based on what game they're in. But what about Kirby? Kirby has never changed his look.
He's a circle.
Pikachu has never changed his look.
Well,
like,
Pikachu kind of got skinny.
Well, Pikachu in Red and Blue was a little fat thing, and then it became skinnier as it went along, but it never really, like, so you're going to have a skin fat Pikachu? Like,
yes, I would love that. Just just pick skinny Pikachu or fat Pikachu. That'd be awesome.
Fat Pikachu walking around. No, it's just, there are some characters where you wouldn't physically not be able to change their look based on past games because they just haven't changed their look.
Yeah.
That, or they just haven't been in that many games to change their look.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, look at the Zelda alternates. Like, he did have I did find it interesting that he had like the regular Zelda look, but then it's like, oh, there's the Skyward Sword costume, and it's like, oh, well, that's something a little bit different. And I hope there's more of that, especially with the hype that the hype is slowly building, where Smash Bros has just always been up there, and then it got even higher, and people are still trying to find out information about it and talking about it, even though there's like not really any new information anymore. It's just almost the same old thing.
But there is new information.
Oh, there is. But there's
talk about that.
Yeah, and there's not new characters yet, but we will find out. And if we're not going to find out, we're going to find out when the game's released in Japan, and we just watch what they all do, because at this point it's just
now I'm on the fence about that though. Like, I like being surprised, and I like finding out for myself. At the same time, I want to know.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. Now, where was I going? The alternative costumes, right?
Yeah.
Now, like the Link one, fine. Like, even Mario has like Wario colors, which kind of had people scared about Wario a little bit because he has the yellow and
he's
purple.
always had that though.
Yeah. So like there should be more inclusion to that, especially with Fox, where instead of Fox having, different vests, have a little bit of a different look, especially like 64 Fox or something like that. Why not?
Yeah, he's changed his look in all his different games. Star Fox Assault had a different look to it. So it's like he has looked different in different games.
And even Nest, like the Project M Nest, where he had the PJ's Nest.
The pajamas. Yeah. That was from Mother. That was from Mother 1.
That was the beginning game, the part of the game where you wake up.
The beginning of Mother, when he wakes up, he's in pajamas and he puts on his little red and yellow striped, red, yellow, blue. I don't know, whatever the colors are.
I'm trying to remember, what point did he do that? Did you do that after first battle, or was that when you leave the house? I don't even remember at what point. It's been years since I played that game.
I remember walking around in my pajamas.
Yeah, so I remember that too.
I think it's after the first battle. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
where you fight the lamp.
Yeah, so in Project M, they gave him pajamas and to go along with all his Bumblebee suits and stuff.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. Now, and I really hope that they kind of do that, because look at all the fighting games. Like some people still don't consider Smash a real fighting game. Like, it's not Street Fighter, it's not Marvel. It's not like any of those games. But those games have distinct costumes and distinct things that when certain people use them, like not even having to look in the screen on stream. Like, you can tell
who it is.
Yeah, you can tell.
And that's how, Ricky, again, because we do discuss this show before we do this.
Show prep.
It's called show prep, guys. Learn it. But Ricky and I, we were talking because, like, even we do that. Whenever I play Smash, no matter what character I play, I always go to one specific costume.
Yeah.
Whenever I play Falco, I use the dark Falco.
Yeah.
When I play, who else do I play? When I play Ike, I use the blue Ike. When I play Game & Watch, I use the ice blue Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Ness, I use my Bumblebee Ness.
Yeah.
Because the black and yellow one.
And my Game & Watch, I use like the yellow Game & Watch.
The ugly barf green one.
No, the yellow one.
No, it's barf.
Oh yeah,
yellow.
No, dude, that's like almost gold yellow.
It's barf.
Yeah, there is a green now.
All right, in the comments, if you're listening to this, that Game & Watch skin, everyone knows what we're talking about. It's barf.
Or I do the gray Kirby, or like something like that.
I don't play Kirby. Kirby's stupid, but when I do, I use the yellow one, or I use the white one. Now, see, there's only one character where I switch between colors. Yeah. It's Marth. Sometimes I use the white one, and sometimes I use the black one.
Yeah. But that's
King DDD, I use pink all the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We have
Pink
our own.
Falcon.
We always have the Pink Falcon. That's just legendary. That Pink Falcon's legendary. Yeah. That's the thing. But we have our distinct colors, and those colors even have meanings in whatever community.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like there should be a lot more, especially if Smash 4 is going to be as big as everybody thinks it's going to be. There needs to be a lot more variety, especially for people who want to pick their characters in the way they want to.
Yeah. Let us know what character and color combination you use.
Exactly. In the comments, or even tweet at us. So I
can make fun of you when you're wrong.
Oh, God. Now, there was some Smash news announced, finally. This whole week has just kind of been like slow and just kind of been like, eh. It was shown Thursday that they had a Dr. Wily trophy. Okay, fine. But
Mega
Man, super fighting robot. You know what? I think that's still an awesomest quote ever from the Invitational. That just is a reference to the old cartoon show, which was horrible, but it was still good.
Amazing.
And it was, but you know what? Out of everything nowadays, it's just Gutman's ass. That's really what comes out of that show nowadays. Dun-dun! Gutman! I know you've seen that clip, right?
No.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna.
I will check it.
You
anyway,
have to. Yeah. So, anyways, so Thursday
Dr.
morning,
Wily.
Dr. Wily was shown. A new trophy was shown. You know, when Dr. Wily gets defeated by Mega Man,
looks like
you know,
he's
whatever.
getting a prostate exam.
Yeah, it's him on the floor begging for forgiveness whenever you beat him, and you know, and now it's a trophy and it has a description. But here's the thing, Sakurai had talked about that. Yeah, like the trophy gallery for the 3DS is probably bigger than the, or most likely bigger than the trophy collection in Brawl, which that trophy collection was kind of huge.
It was. I remember I 100%ed the game.
Yeah.
And then I like deleted my file like a derp. And then I still like to this day on my newest file I never completed it again.
So they have this, but now they also introduced at the same time a trophy shop where it's not. I don't know if they're still gonna have like the old school like trophy stages where you get the trophies and whatnot. Like, you know,
I hope they do, because those were still fun.
Yeah. And whatnot, but now there's a trophy shop where whatever coins you get from the game, you know, I guess from the regular game, you can buy your trophies.
Which I always have like, and now depending, are they going to go with like the melee way of earning coins, where like you earn like where coins are much more valuable because you have less of them, or is it going to be like the brawl coins where it's like I played one match for 5 minutes and got 10,000 coins? Like,
yeah, that's another good question too. I don't think they discussed
because I saw the prices on these, some of the ones, and because the trophy shop is going to have exclusive trophies in it that you won't be able to get in the game. And they looked for the most part to be about 300 coins each, which makes me think that coins are going to be a little bit harder to accommodate.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing too. Like the main question is how do you earn the coins? And
well, it's probably from playing matches and doing single player stuff and whatnot, because that's how it's always been.
Yeah. Now I don't think it's the 3DS coins though, because they talked about the 3DS version and buying it. Like they didn't talk about it for the Wii U version. That's the key thing.
Oh,
too.
Those play coins.
Yeah, which is weird because then you have to walk every day if that's the case. But I really hope it's not that. Oh,
I hope it's not play coins, because then anyone who has a 3DS knows that 300 is the max amount of play coins you can have at any given time.
Yeah.
So if these things are all 300, means you have to don't max it out. I can't. No, it means you buy one trophy a month.
Yeah, basically, like you have to walk. You need 30 days to walk like 1,000 steps or per day in order for you to max out your coins at 300. Like that'd be
not a fan of that.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. I just hope it's just like you said, in the brawl fashion, or even in the melee way, where you can get the coins that way. Because remember, there was random coins that you got in brawl that remember you used to bet on in online spectator matches. Remember those? And I forgot how you got those things. Like oh yeah, wasn't that just from the regular just play?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you got those things from just playing.
Yeah, so
you were able to bet them.
Yeah, so I hope it's that way. Now, one last thing of Smash. Someone already there was a joke.
Just 1 second. Yeah, looking at the icons, they don't look like the play icons. They look like they're actually Smash coins.
Yeah, that's the thing too. But look at that. The numbers seem to end at 300.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, the play coin has its own look to it.
Yeah.
This has a Smash logo on the coin. So it's a Smash. I think it's a Smash coin.
Hopefully, man. I hope so. Now, going on to one last Smash thing, because it is Smash related, there was a joke going on that, is somebody going to mod the 2DS or 3DS with a GameCube controller so they can really play Smash? And it's just like, yeah, no, it's not really going to happen.
It
happened on a 2DS. This guy took a one of those capture cards that you would put on the back of a 3DS, modded that so where he can connect his GameCube controller to it and demonstrated it online with Street Fighter 4 for the 3DS, which works pretty nicely. It looks fine. I don't know if this is going to catch on, or people are really going to mess up their 3DSs that much.
Yeah, or how well it's going to actually function. Like maybe. Because everyone's complaining about how, there might not, Smash isn't going to have a C-Stick on the DS. How are we going to play like that when you're used to playing with C-Stick for quick smashes? And
people are hoping that the Circle Pad Pro
the Circle Pad Pro from Monster Hunter is going to play in that. But, if this hooking up your your GameCube controller, will the C-Stick even function? Like, do they even put a C-Stick function into the 3DS version? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something to look at.
Yeah, if it's going to be worth it. Because if there's no C-Stick function or even like that secondary stick function, like there's really no point in having that in all honesty.
Yeah, because it's not going to do anything.
Yeah. So going on from that, League of Legends stuff.
My forte.
Now, here's the thing. We talked about the Dota championships, where the grand prize was $10 million. It was a $10 million pool, I mean to say.
Yeah, which got divvied up depending on how you finish.
Yeah, and first place for the first place team got $5 million.
Which, mind you, Dota is the second most popular game in its field to League of Legends.
Both free-to-play games, right?
Both are free to... No. Dota's buy.
Oh, okay. So yeah, League of Legends... free-to-play, has their own championships coming up, and the prize pool is over $2 million.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
The most popular game in its field has a less prize pool than the second most popular game in the pool.
Now, first place will get $1 million.
So you get 50%.
Yeah, the second place gets $250,000. Third and fourth will get $150,000 each, and then fifth and eighth will get about $75,000. Yeah. That should be, that's fun. It's strange because, like you said, it's the most popular game in the world. How is it that $2 million? What happened?
Riot's not balling like Blizzard, man.
And also not like Valve either, apparently. Because, I mean, is it trying, like, is that, like, is the $10 million thing trying to attract more players into the game and try to make them more pro? Is that what it is? Or, like, because... from what you said, like LOL and Dota almost about the same thing. So why is it that there's going to be a money difference? And is that money difference going to work in separating people from, I'd rather play that game because I can make more money off of that game, versus the other one?
Maybe that's what they're trying to do by saying, hey, if you go pro in our game, you have a bigger prize pool. Whereas League is like, we don't care. You already play our game. We don't care. So, whatever.
Yeah, so still continuing on the big things before we go into the companies themselves. Speaking of, those type of games, like the, I guess you call them MOBAs.
MOBA.
And WoW was like one of the original MOBAs, or was it an MMORPG?
MMORPG.
All right, so we're in that same field, I guess. I'm looking dumb, but I don't care, man.
MOBA
sick.
is like it's like multi-online arena battle or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whereas, MMORPG is the massively... online
multiplayer,
RPG.
I never really got into all those games anyway. But speaking of Warcraft, that I just brought up,
WoW,
as it was known, the subscriptions of Warcraft has been decreasing, so much so that it's been decreased by about 800,000 people.
Which back in the day that wouldn't be so much, but now they've already been on the decline. So it's just it's a going downhill from here.
From as of June, the total subscriber count was down to 6.8 million from 7.8 million this past February. So in the last couple of months, it's been reduced about 800,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So
which it used to, I think it peaked at like 12 million or something.
Yeah, it
peaked at a really high number.
Yeah, it was like
I used to play. I quit.
For your health, man.
Yeah, I quit it was messing up my life. I was going the wrong direction. But I quit I quit like 3 years ago. I had a quick relapse last summer, but it was only for like a week because I had a free trial, and then I played for a week, and I was like, you know what, I could do without this game.
Yeah,
like I was not nearly as addicted to it as I once was. So.
I still remember when WoW was so crazy that people had lost their jobs and people had killed people. Or
I almost failed out of high school.
Yeah, or
I almost failed out of high school because I was too busy playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, or people killing themselves because they died in the game or something.
No, I don't think people would.
No, people have. That was major
news.
Well,
you respawn, so it's not like.
Well, no, I think they like the one story I'm thinking of. I know somebody had handmade things like all the time, stuff like that, and then he died and lost everything that he made or bought or whatever. And
you never lost your items though. It's like things took like durability damage, like your armor took like durability, so you had the cost to repair it, but you didn't lose things. Only in case if your account got hacked and someone sold all your crap, Yeah, then you lost stuff, but then you just went to the GMs and was like, hey, my account got hacked and they sold all my shit, and then you got it back. So it wasn't like that big of a deal. But some people were just crazy.
Yeah, true. One last thing of games.
I can see people killing themselves in Diablo, because Diablo, if you died, you lost your items.
Yeah.
So that's a different story.
Maybe it was Diablo, but I really could have sworn it was WoW. But of course, we'll look that up at some point in life.
Still, don't kill yourself over video games, people.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah, I know people who've done it before, like not personally, but there's stories out there that people have just killed themselves over games, or people going to people's houses to kill them over a video game.
Yeah.
Like that's just even in a whole other different level. But please don't.
That's stupid.
It's just the game.
Got much more to live for. You know what? How about instead of killing yourself, go outside?
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's a concept.
That's a whole different game. The game of life.
It's the game of life, man. The graphics are so real. I'm a joker.
That actually reminded me of this image that like someone standing outside and it's like 8 bits and it's like I went outside once. I didn't like the graphics, but 10 years ago last week. Because technically it's still like we're the week after, but let's be specific. August 1st, 10 years ago from then, it was the anniversary of Moment 37 from Evo Moment 37. I know you remember this, right?
Justin Wong got bodied.
Yeah, as much as
that's really 10 years ago.
It really was 10 years ago.
Nah, stop it. That wasn't 10 years ago.
I still remember watching that video many years. I don't even know how I remembered watching that video. I just still remember like seeing that. And I wasn't into Third Strike much. Like, if anybody doesn't know, Moment 37 was basically the moment that's like really famous in esports or in fighting games or in anything in general, where these two great now still considered like great fighters.
They're still good.
Yeah, better than us anyway. So,
my ass.
Yeah. Now, one of them from Japan, Daigo Yumehara, and America's own Justin Wong, were playing each other. Now, I believe, because now not only did this moment spawn just so many views online and so many different parodies and so many different like things that came from it. A book was written about it. Daigo's even written about it in his own book, and yes, he has his own book as well. Justin Wong has talked about it in a conference that that was hosted for him. It basically was the parry that could possibly, like, it's almost impossible to ever replicate. And someone has tried to replicate that exact moment, and it took him I think a few, like it had to be a few hundred tries or something like that for him to actually get it right. For that. Like, it's insane, because all it was is basically Justin Wong versus Daigo. It was almost like the end of the match. Justin Wong was Chun-Li, and Daigo was Ken. The moment happens where Justin Wong almost has him beat, but he wants to beat him with a special. He's not going to beat him any other way. He's going to beat him with a special. Daigo is going to wait for that moment. Even though he doesn't know what he's going to do with it, he's going to wait for that moment. Then it happens. The special happens. Now, instead of just blocking it, because if Daigo blocked it, he would have been dead anyway. Like, because he really didn't have that much of a life bar. So instead, he parried, which parried means that he actually blocks the move, but then gains some sort of ability to gain his power bar up in order for him to build up like his bar to then use it. But he blocked every single move that came from that special. He timed it so perfectly, like it's almost impossible. Like, if you look at the charts that have come from this, if you look at the video, if you looked at every single thing,
basically he should have lost. That's what happened.
Yeah.
He should have lost. He didn't, and he came back and whooped Justin Wong's ass.
Yeah, basically he parried everything to get his meter bar full to then do a special back on Justin Wong that beat him in that match that he should have won. So and some shit, man. Yeah, and that moment, like, everybody in the whole place got hype. It was Seth Killian, who now he used to work for Capcom. He did work, and now he's working independent. He still does things for Evo, and he was the guy behind the camera saying, rare footage of Daigo angry. He was basically the announcer. There's the guy. They even interviewed the guy who yelled out, "Let's go, Justin!" Yeah. Before Justin got bodied. Like, it's such it's just a crazy, crazy moment that, like I said, nothing has topped it since. And this is something that happened 10 years ago now.
Yeah, that's insane.
And the funny part about
I feel old.
Yeah, I know. The funny thing about that moment too is the fact that Seth Killian has talked about it, and he said that moment almost never happened. Always just because he was running out of battery on that camera. and that was the last thing it caught before the battery died.
Nice.
So think about that.
You guys, we almost didn't have moment 37.
Yeah. So if you don't know what it is, check it out. We'll link it anyway. And just the fact that it happened 10 years ago, it's just like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think it could ever be replicated. And I don't think any other esport or any other game, even like casually or professionally, can ever be at the same level with that moment or even top that moment, because there's been more advanced games, there's different games, different types of fighting games, different type of games that's come from it, and nothing really has that moment that was so hype and so well timed, and so just everything in that moment was right.
Yeah.
So and like I said, like nothing will ever top that, and if it does, then poo on me.
Yeah, well, you have to do some crazy ass shit to have that happen, because
seriously.
that was insane.
Yeah. So speaking of streaming stuff, there's a Twitch thing. Remember that Twitch streaming service? They
The one that's about to be dead? Yeah, that one. All right. The one that was the most popular thing a week ago, which is about to die out now? Yeah, that one. I heard of that one.
I don't think they're going to die out, but definitely...
If they keep doing dumb stuff like this, they will. We'll get into it right now. How about that?
Well, here's the thing. Now that they've almost been, I guess it's like about done that they've been bought by Google, because they're doing basically Google stuff. Like what they've done on YouTube, they're doing right now on Twitch, which was like they changed the rules. First off, before we even get into some of the things they did like in YouTube, they changed the rules where the video on demand that they had, that's going to be like no more. It can't be no longer than anything that was longer than 2 hours or some sort of crazy rule. It's going to be deleted forever. So people have now had to find ways to try to download everything that's on there that's been like it's running forever, and trying to like separate and put it on YouTube at this point. But not only that, now when people stream, for some reason, I don't know why people do it. I guess it's kind of like a thing that they do at home when they're not doing it, except they're streaming it. They play music while they're playing games.
When I stream, I use music too, which I guess I can't anymore.
Yeah, because now it's like it's going to be shut down, because if you're using music that is not licensed for you to use, you'll get muted on your video. Like, yeah, your video will still play because you're streaming a game, but there's going to be no audio of the music. Now, I'm never a really big fan of listening to other music while I'm playing a game, because, I mean, that's why the video game music is there.
Well, I say I hate a lot of video game music. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate video game music. I love video game music. I just, certain games, I don't want to hear that game's music because I don't like that game's music.
Yeah,
so
okay,
I'll put on something else that I want to hear.
Yeah.
So I prefer not to do that. I prefer to do that.
Well, what I actually love is the fact that the Twitch's music ID, like there's links that have shown like, there's people listening to the music, and instead of you hearing them listening to music while playing a game, now it's just muted. It also happened to one of Twitch's own videos, to where they had copyrighted music and their own video got muted itself.
Good.
So
Good on you.
So now they had an MMA. Yeah, they had an MMA battle to fix the rules.
Yeah, fuck them up.
Now they had a AMA on Reddit with the CEO of Twitch, which you would have thought probably would have went horribly wrong. It should have went bad. Now here's the thing: like the save videos, like now the limit of shortening it to 2 hours. The person said, our research prior to launching the feature indicated that almost no highlights were longer than 2 hours, and we were concerned about the abuse of the tool. It's clear that we underestimated the demand and need for a solution here, and fortunately we have 3 weeks to figure one out. Expect changes here soon. It has disappropriately large impact on certain communities, speedrunning most obviously. Yeah, because those videos are like running forever, the speedrunner videos. And we're very concerned about making sure every community on Twitch has a good experience. Now, for the music monitoring tool, which mutes things 30 minutes at a time, crazy enough, that's still a work in progress. There's a quote from him here. Future plans: increase the scan resolution so we don't have to flag 30-minute chunks at a time. Identify why things have been flagged. Institute an appeal system, and make sure there isn't any original game music on the flagging list. So that's the thing too. Like original game music, fine. That's with the game, whatever the case may be. But when you play like some other song that's out there that's popular in pop culture or rock or whatever the case may be, yeah, we can't do that. So
yeah. I think that's stupid.
Let's see. Let me see. Twitch is looking into getting allowing people to use their copyrighted claim music, but don't expect that anytime soon. So here's the thing. We're working on providing the ability to accept the claim and share monetization, but that'll take a long time. Yeah, the video on demand, the dude did apologize. Simply put, we screwed up and we should have announced this stuff ahead of time. Sorry. So instead
instead of people logging in and just getting muted, like, what's going on? Then that's I hate Twitch. I hate them now. I used to love Twitch. I hate it now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you have to realize too, like a lot of the opinions for Twitch is now coming out because all the people from YouTube have experienced that. Now, people who've used YouTube and used Twitch have been saying to Twitch users all along, like one specifically, I forget his name, but I did read where he had broke down that we told you so. Because at some point when you get big enough, you're going to be under this umbrella of responsibility for money. So at some point, all the things that you're doing for free and all this other stuff, like, oh, this is all cool. I'm making money off of this, streaming, and I can do whatever I want and play whatever music I want, and this is that. At some point, somebody's going to make a claim and say, hey, that's my music and I want to get paid for it. And if you're getting that big and if you're streaming to that big of an audience, obviously there's going to be some money that someone wants to make off of it.
True. Which I understand that, but why doesn't Twitch just get like a BMI license?
I don't know.
Then they would allow all their users to use it. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it's more complicated than that.
It probably is.
I'm just saying, we work at our radio station. We have a BMI license. We can play literally whatever song we want. But
yeah, seriously.
Whatever.
Yeah. So one last game stuff before we go into company stuff. Remember Destiny?
Yeah, of course I remember Destiny.
Yeah. People are buying the are paying more than $1,000 for the $300 pre-order box.
Why?
Because Destiny.
That's not an excuse. That's not a reason. It's $300 box. Buy a $300 box. Don't spend $1,000 on it.
If it's sold out though.
So?
You don't want to miss out on that. You got to start spending some money, man.
No. Then you remember the name of this show? By the way,
yes.
Two Broke Gamers. I can't just be dropping G's on a game in a box.
Yeah, that's just like that statue that's being sold for like the Monster Hunter 10th anniversary. That's like all gold for like 30 grand or something like that. It's like, yeah, that's
I don't even like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I know. That statue looks pretty cool though, but not 30 grand cool.
Like, yeah, not for 30 grand. It's not.
No.
I don't get some people, man. Some people are just made of money.
I know.
Donate to me. I need money.
We need money. We're two broke gamers.
Right?
We need more games to play.
Buy me a game.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll play it.
I'm stuck on.
Buy me My Little Pony. I don't give a fuck. I'll play it. And I won't. I'm kidding. Don't.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna be a brony soon, man.
No, we're not doing this. Cut that out. Harold, cut that.
Or me. Shout outs to Harold.
Shouts to Harold. Cut that.
Going to Nintendo stuff now. Remember how we talked about this movie or a book that also is going to be a movie about the console wars between Nintendo and Sega in the early 90s? Now, this guy has been like tweeting some like random Nintendo facts randomly, like ways to color Mario correctly, and a guide of Princess Toadstool, who is now known as Princess Peach, even though in Japan she was known as Princess Peach the whole time. But whatever, and all this other things. Now, the thing that really caught the eye of everybody on Twitter and everybody on every single blog ever was the fact of Yoshi's name, which I just always assumed he was Yoshi.
Right, but apparently that's not his name.
Yeah. I mean, even though I thought it probably might have been in the Mario World guide, which I don't have anymore because I do have Super Mario World, but I don't have the book. But Yoshi's full name, are you ready for this, guys? T. Yoshisaur Munchakoopas.
Yeah.
He he munches the Koopas. Ha ha ha.
He does munch the Koopas.
Yeah, Yoshisaur. He's a special dinosaur, Yoshisaur.
Word.
Yoshi. Nah, that don't work for me. He's always been Yoshi. Like there's nothing, Bowser, the King of Koopas, yeah, Princess Toadstool, yeah, sweet, whatever. Mario. Nah, not Yoshisaur. Yoshisaur does not work for me at all. Remember, I don't think we talked about this on air or on the podcast, but we have talked about it, while show prepping. I talked to you about this guy who talked to a bunch of indie companies through Twitter, and that was basically the
I think we did talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah. Now, just
how he got banned and stuff.
Yeah, like how he got banned. Well, this guy who used to work for Nintendo, and I'm saying used, and I'll get to that in a little bit. He worked in Nintendo, and he was really like the main person to get in contact with as an independent developer to get in contact with Nintendo. Like, and that's kind of sad. Like, the only way you had to contact them was through Twitter. Like, really, there should be an email or phone number or a business card with everything else on it. Like, they can email. No, just Twitter. And there was one guy who ran it. His name was one guy who named it Dan Adelman. And he recently quit Nintendo. He left. They both parted. Nintendo and him parted ways. Now, the major thing about him, what brought up the attention to me, was the fact that he was banned from Twitter, and it took a long time for a lot of people to notice. And it wasn't because the fact that he said, "Oh, I'm banned." It was the fact that one of the last tweets he had posted was a response to somebody that talked about region locking, and he was like, "Oh man, like I travel a lot, and it kind of sucks when it comes to region locking, and I can't play certain games in other countries." And Dan Adelman's response, was something along the lines of, "Yeah, I understand you, man. I feel your pain." And that was kind of basically it. It wasn't really something too harsh, but it was basically like kind of like, yeah, like I understand your pain, like duh.
Yeah, it was like, I get you, bro.
And he got banned from Twitter for that. From Nintendo for that. That was why he was banned.
Why?
Because, you know what, I think, and even he spoke about it, because he quit the company. He talked about how, they have this certain image, and Nintendo's trying to hold on to that. And he was one of the mostly outspoken people. Like, now he's going to be looking towards the indie, side of the gaming industry.
Yeah.
So, and
but
that's good for him.
I think I feel like I give him credit for even responding to somebody who would be like, "Oh, I miss my games." Like, he'd be like, "Yeah, me too, man." Like, that's sympathy. That's relating to the customer. Why do you get banned for that?
Yeah, for the response from that, he and this is from Gamasutra, who conducted the interview with him. His quote: "I had been strongly encouraged to stay off of Twitter, or at least say only the things that were clearly safe. So after the region locking comment, they just said I needed to stop completely. Adelman said. When people started complaining that I wasn't active on Twitter anymore, it was suggested that a PR person could just post in my name. I thought it would just be the worst idea I've ever heard, so I just left it as it is and let the silence speak for itself."
So he didn't actually get banned from Twitter, but Nintendo was like, "Yeah, you should stop talking."
Well, that's still kind of being banned. Like,
no, being banned is literally like Twitter being like, "You can't post here no more."
No, Nintendo did ban him. That's what I mean. Not Twitter banning him, but Nintendo did.
Nintendo was like, "You can't post on here no more."
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, even though Adelman said that, he's leaving Nintendo, but the company will still court and work with the independent developers. I mean, at this point, I think Nintendo kind of has to. Yeah. They're not going to get that real third-party support like Assassin's Creed, the new one.
Oh, speaking of,
yeah, which we'll talk about. Assassin's Creed got a new game, but it's not on Wii U.
There's a couple games, right?
Yeah.
Not just Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I think the newer is Call of Duty, but whatever the case may be. Now, there's a great interview that he did on Gamasutra. One of the other things, too, which I'm glad he said it, is the fact that he said that the name Wii U is abysmal.
Because it is. It's dumb.
It's dumb. And it brought me back to when it was first announced. Like, it even brought me back to when the Wii was first announced in 2006. Or not even 2006, 2005, whenever the hell it was announced. Now, I remember when it first was announced, and I still remember, like, everybody was like, it's called the Revolution.
Exactly. I thought the Revolution, like, coming from the GameCube, I was like, GameCube is kind of dumb, but it's kind of cool because it's in the cube, it's game.
GameCube,
yeah. When I heard that the new product was, like, Nintendo Revolution, I was like, that is awesome. And then it was like, here's the Wii. I was like, Pharrell? Like, yeah. Pharrell Williams, what up? Like, it was dumb.
It was dumb. People only accepted it because it really got popular for what it had to offer. Even though, yeah, the it didn't last a long time, but it had only value because of what it had at the time. But now, when the E3 happened, when they announced the Wii U, I still remember the reactions going, "What?
Yeah, like what?
Like why? Like I don't get it, because they had All right. In the 90s, Nintendo basically, older consoles had its name on it. The Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the Nintendo 64. Now,
the Nintendo GameCube.
Well, no, the GameCube didn't really have Nintendo. It was just the GameCube at that point.
It was the Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah, but nobody called it.
Well, actually, it's NGC as its official, abbreviated name.
Actually, GCN, which I don't even get.
Well, GameCube Nintendo.
Yeah. But it wasn't called the Nintendo GameCube most of the time. It was called GameCube. You had N64, SNES, NES. Nobody was calling it the GCN, that people were calling it the GC.
I always call it, I used to call it Nintendo GameCube. I used to call it Nintendo GameCube.
Really? Nobody never knew that.
I'm going to bring over my Nintendo GameCube. A tool.
But then there was the Wii. And then
that was dumb.
Which was dumb. And then it continued that. And it's like, all right, if you had to call it the Wii again, at least the Wii 2. Because people were confused what and people are still confused what the hell the Wii U is. Marketing. This is what Dan had to say about the Wii U now. He said the Wii U is not selling as well as it deserves to. It has a lot to offer with great games you can't get anywhere else. The value of the gamepad hasn't been justified. But the name Wii U is abysmal. I think that cuts sales in half right there. And it's like
true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, come on now. I don't know. I really thought if Nintendo really changed the name or just called it something else. The Wii kind of slid because of what it had to offer, but the Wii U, called it, even if that was called the Revolution, that probably would have sold better.
I said
come
they
on
should
now.
have called that the Revolution because it would be something different, but it's not.
Yeah. But there are rumors about Nintendo's management being in turmoil. So
because they released the Wii U.
well, that's the thing.
That's clearly it.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of this is coming from a business journal, and they're saying that the management isn't seeing eye to eye with everything, but that's because where the sales are and what it is too. But they're not only just on that issue; they're also on the issue of forget we're creating our own consoles and making our own games for it. No, we want all the games on mobile. We want people to play games on cell phones. And Satoru Iwata, the CEO of Nintendo, saying no.
There's a Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
Why the hell do we need to go on mobile?
Yeah.
We have mobile.
And apparently this doesn't bode well with a lot of people that work there. And it's so far to a point that, they've been blaming Iwata for the losses. And they're saying that there's supposedly rumors that they're scheming on the side to force Iwata out, even though we talked about this on the show, he's been reelected as the board of directors, and his approval rating's been going up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like this may not have some truth to it. This may, but I mean, we talked about the mobile gaming, and we will talk about it at some point during the second section of our show, where mobile gaming, it has a very short lifetime. This isn't gonna last forever, in all honesty, and really. The mobile gaming scene itself is really just a time killer, because when you play a game, even from going back to the Game Boy and going from the DS and the 3DS and whatnot, those games are still just console games. They're still games that have heart and soul to them and have a story to them that it wants to convey. A lot of these mobile games don't have that. Some of them still do, and I know there's still re-releases of Final Fantasy on there. There's even Grand Theft Auto on mobile at this point.
But most of the time, it's just flicking birds across the screen to hit blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not any game in specific, not any game in particular I'm hinting at, but it's these games. They're just you're exactly right. They're just time wasters.
Yeah, they're very much just killing your time while you're waiting for getting at your doctor to get called,
Yeah.
Or something. Or
sitting on the bus.
It's at the DMV waiting for to get called or something, and that's the thing. It's a time killer. And really, games can be a time killer, yes. But, there's also more to it than that.
I don't play games to kill time. I play games to play games.
That's true. But some people can play games for time killer.
And those are casuals.
Yeah, that's true. That
visual. We had cameras. I just threw a bottle across the room. Yeah. I smacked it, actually.
Yeah. So no, but you're right. I don't ever if I'm playing Mario Kart 8 right now. Obviously, you can either kill time on that or just get better at the game. You know what I mean? There's no story in Mario Kart. Just you just play it to play it sometimes, and that's the thing. And mobile gaming, it's not really a play it to play type of thing. It really is just a time killer where you just really don't gain a lot. except for going on to the next stage, really. But then you could skip around anyway. I don't know. But that's just me.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Captain Toad. Remember we talked about that? I've played the mini games in Mario 3D World, which I kind of would like. I kind of liked and I kind of didn't. I thought they were fairly easy, except for the last one in the last stage, which was kind of the only one that was challenging, and that is going to be a full game of it. Now, like that was my fear, which is it's a fact that it's just a mini game, like
a game of mini games, like Mario Party.
Yeah, except it just has Toad, and instead of you have to spin the controller around, or use the stick to kind of get different angles to go around the maze and 3D and whatnot.
I think it's cool that Toad will have his own game though.
Yeah, which is cool. But Nintendo is confirming that it just won't be a fleshed out mini game. There's going to be a lot more to it. Let's see. It's here to quote. Treasure Tracker will be a full standalone retail game. It won't be just a fleshed out mini game. We've actually only shown a little bit of the game so far. Good.
Yeah.
There's a lot more we haven't shown yet. The game is very Nintendo. It brings Toad into the foreground as a star of his own game, because until now he's just been given side character roles. And because
that's what he is, he's a side character.
He is.
Your princess is in another castle.
Yeah. Oh god, that sounds like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show Toad. And now he's in the focus, and the gameplay revolves around his personality and playstyle similarly. You've got to deal with the Toad physics. He's slower, which is weird because Mario,
he's always been known for being a fast guy.
Yeah, he's super fast in Mario 2 and in Mario 3D World even, but this is Captain Toad. Which is weird. He's slower. He doesn't jump. Yeah, that's another thing. He's weighed down by the backpack. He's smaller, and because of that, there's a whole puzzle environment which is different than how Mario would deal with obstacles. You have to solve puzzles and learn to avoid obstacles. It's a much more evolved version of the minigame levels you played in the past. It's so hard to compare it to the Mario Galaxy or 3D World because its gameplay is very different. This is more of a puzzle platformer, but in terms of content, it's definitely a fully fleshed out retail game. So that's good to know, and that's good to hear.
Doesn't jump?
No.
Dumb.
No. That adds to the puzzle, though. And you know what I just realized hearing that quote and reading that is the fact that there's not a lot of puzzle games out there that can do that. There's some puzzle games, but there aren't as many as there used to be in past consoles. I think they're mostly conquered by, the first-person shooters and the platformers. There's not really a lot of puzzle games that there used to be anymore.
I like games where you jump. I'm just gonna say.
No, but there's puzzle games where you can't jump. There's some, and even first-person shooters from back in the days you couldn't jump. Depending on which game it was. But
I was always able to jump.
Yeah, GoldenEye.
I don't
but
I just picked Odd Job. You couldn't hit me. Whatever. You're a jerk.
So, no, but I think that's a good thing that they're actually trying this new platformer thing, because a lot of puzzle games end up on mobile now. That's where Tetris is gone mostly now, and
puzzle games are stupid.
No,
mobile games are stupid.
Well, no, puzzle games have been awesome, and I think
puzzle games are alright. I mess with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Now, going on from that and going back to Smash Talk a little bit, Nintendo Canada confirming that Rayman won't be a playable character in Smash. So now I know you can rest easy at night now.
I could sleep in peace.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So, and I kind of had hope. I kind of had some faith. I don't know.
No, that would have been horrible. No, absolutely not.
Let's see. Microsoft stuff. Now, we talked about how Microsoft is going to be the first company or console maker to head towards China, with China lifting its console ban after all these years. Now, Microsoft did make an appearance at this big gaming festival, which is pretty cool, which I didn't know existed in China until yesterday. But
hey, what up?
Yeah, I know. A big gaming thing that happened in China, which I didn't know was called China Joy, and there was a lot of eyes on it, especially because Microsoft was there. Now, Microsoft, I think, is a much easier transition for people to jump back into games, console gaming in China, because the whole big thing with not everybody, but a few Chinese still don't like the Japanese, and they still hold a grudge for them from what happened pre-World War II and whatnot. And they always say never forget and whatnot. Now,
I feel like gamers don't really care.
It doesn't even matter. I think it's just whoever. That's the thing. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but
I mean, to get off topic for just a second, the Japanese kind of bombed Pearl Harbor, and I still buy Nintendo.
Well, but that's because we bombed them back, and then they were just like, no, we surrender. That's
true. Well, they should have surrendered after one. We're not gonna get political about this.
But Microsoft is there, and they already have, like we talked about, the release date was September 23rd. It's the first console that's going to be released there since the PS2. And they're working with some of the local Chinese developers. Like, they're working with Perfect World, and they have various MMORPGs. And their first game is going to be an MMO called Neverwinter. Besides that, Snail Games, they're known here in the U.S. for making the Jet Li game, Age of Wushu. I don't know if you ever seen
What?
You never seen the commercials for that?
No.
Like, Jet Li's in there. He's like, kicking and like he's spinning and like doing normal Jet Li shit. I guess that's normal. I don't know. And he's just like, Age of Wushu. Play now online. Like, it's an online game.
I've never heard of that.
Really? All right. I never played it, so I never cared about it. I don't play these internet games. Like, I don't.
Well, what is these interwebs?
I use the interwebs to watch videos and fucking just, read news. But I can't play a game online. I don't know. It's just weird on the web browser. But you know what? No, not online, but on a browser. Even though back in the days,
browser games are weird.
Yeah, but then again, back in the days when it was like Newgrounds, that was how it was.
Those are Flash games. Those are different.
Yeah, well, they're still browser games. Anyway, we're going off topic, but Snail Games, known for Age of Wushu, they're going to be bringing a game that's almost still similar to League of Legends called King of Wushu.
Oh, sticking with the Wushu.
Yeah. Another one, internet giant Tencent offering Landlord and Mahjong games. So there's
Mahjong
that.
is mad fun to play.
I don't know. I never played it. And
matching tiles.
I don't know.
Brain stimulation though.
Yeah. Talking about puzzle games, dude. Really?
Puzzle games, man.
Yeah. Now, the classic Chinese online game, I never heard of, but I know it's classic to them. Swords of Legends is going to be remade for Xbox One.
Oh, is that the one with the swords and the legends and stuff? That one?
I guess so. That's what it is. And not only that, it's going to be turned into a TV show for China. So there you go.
Yeah, I heard of it.
That'll be Xbox One China media exclusive. So yeah, they shut down all the U.S. China TV exclusives.
Oh, all right, Xbox. I see what you did there.
But yeah,
sure.
Let's see. I mean, hopefully it may be a media exclusive. Who knows? But if they're still going to keep that, I mean, it kills it in America. Let's see if it'll be existing in China at that point. And I mean, they have a few more developers, and it's kind of crazy that the Xbox has all those exclusives. And even if Nintendo and Sony were going to jump in, like, I know Nintendo still has its presence there, apparently, because they also spotted at China Joy, some Nintendo characters in somebody else's like thing, but they were just like, oh yeah, no, we have permission to use that for Nintendo, because they're associated with some of the mobile games, and they have some not like mobile games itself on the phone, but Nintendo is associated with like a phone company over there, which I never knew. But they use the characters there and maybe like some like mini things, but they're not. But Nintendo just kept its presence there, and it's been known there since 2006. Like, yeah, you couldn't play video games or have consoles legally there, but there's Mario, like out there somehow, some way. But I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna do that, it looks like Xbox already got some of the good developers, unless they're gonna have some new startups in China that'll work exclusively, and then of course have some of the games from America and the games from Japan go right to China. Who knows? But remember, Nintendo's going to be doing their own console specific for China.
Yeah.
Whereas Sony hasn't even said a damn thing yet. So stick with Xbox. Two other interesting articles that I thought were funny to me, or just interesting. The P90X is going to be coming to the Xbox Fitness.
It's amazing.
Like, to me, I don't know if anybody that has an Xbox or even an Xbox One is fit enough to use it or get into the P90X.
I feel like that's wrong. I feel like a lot of people who have Xboxes are like Call of Duty players and Halo players who maybe keep in shape. Not every gamer is a out of shape lard. Okay, Ricky.
But dude, like not even if you're out, like even if you're not a lard and you're maybe out of shape, like even P90X is extreme for people who are fit. Like it's a crazy ass workout. Do you think it's whatever?
Yeah, I knew a kid who did P90X, and he described it like he tried to explain it so crazy. I'm just like, it's alright. It's not that crazy.
Yeah, you've tried it.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Yeah. I didn't stick to it, so
yeah, that's great.
I could have stuck to it. I just didn't because I didn't feel like it because I got lazy because that's what I am. I'm a lazy person.
There you go. And you're a gamer, so look at the equation that we have there. One example, right?
No, it's me being lazy. There's a complete difference here.
I think people want to use the Xbox One to play Call of Duty and Destiny and Killer Instinct maybe, but Halo. I don't know about playing the fitness games and P90X.
You'll get one.
Speaking of Killer Instinct, remember how Killer Instinct on the Xbox One was supposed to be download only, and it was free to play, but then you had to pay for everything, and it's not anymore. You can buy the entire season 1, which is called the Combo Breaker Pack, in stores starting September 23rd for $20.
Cool.
Yeah, and it also comes with the bonus fighter of TJ Combo, who is a season 2 pack character. So hey, I mean, I don't know. I think they're still going to be selling characters afterwards, which is kind of like, but there you go.
I was never a fan of Killer Instinct. So.
How could you not have been, man? That game was amazing. It was a cool combo. I mean, the new one is okay, but the old one from back in the days, that was awesome only because it was basically a combo of Street Fighter, what it was back in the day, and Mortal Kombat was back in the day. It had combos in it, which it had crazy sick combos. The graphics were sick. And not only that, it had its own different finishing moves, which were not fatalities, but they were fatalities. They were fatalities.
I don't know. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, it definitely was my thing. Moving on to Sony stuff. Now, this is a funny one for me, and I'm glad somebody's actually going to do this. Somebody's suing Sony because he alleges that the Killzone was not in full 1080p graphics. So here's the thing, and this is a real lawsuit. Here's the quote to sue. Here's a number 2 article. According to Sony, Killzone was a graphically striking game set in a dystopian future that took full advantage of the PS4 advanced processing power. Sony claimed that the PS4 was so powerful that its featured Killzone video game could display 1080p multiplayer graphics, a crowning achievement to the video game industry. However, after the game's release, gamers quickly noticed and complained that the Killzone's multiplayer graphics were blurry to the point of distraction. The cause of this blurriness went unknown until a well-respected video game website reported that Killzone's multiplayer did not actually provide 1080p graphics as advertised. Following this discovery, Sony released an official statement on the matter. In it, Sony admitted that it did not in fact design Killzone to display multiplayer graphics in 1080p, but instead used a technological shortcut that was supposed to provide subjectively similar results.
So it's false advertising.
Yep. So someone said, "F that, I'm gonna sue ya."
Yes, and it's go damn.
So and good for that, because you know what? If you're gonna make a claim, and especially in this new console generation that's supposed to be like the maxed out graphics and whatnot, you gotta deliver on it at this point. Because I mean, look, if not, then I mean, at some point PCs are gonna have to take over if you really want that graphical of those kind of like crazy graphics that people expect and they're not getting it from consoles. Eventually, people are just gonna start using PCs.
Which I had the same argument when Xbox canceled their home entertainment system. Mm-hmm. You can't advertise it as one thing and not follow through.
Yeah.
So it's false advertising. I completely agree. I mean, well, going as far as to sue Sony about it.
Why not? Make sure you get your shit right.
Maybe they should just get refunds if you want it. I don't know. But I don't know.
But you know what? I always felt like that there was a reason for that to be sued, like correct advertising. But also I felt like if you had to sue the companies, it would be for pricing of the games. But then again, I don't know. Like, I really felt like the digital version of a game, of a brand new game, should not be the same price as a physical copy, because obviously you're paying for the plastic, you're paying for the disc that it's on, you're paying for whatever packaging. Obviously, the non-loadable content, you're just getting the game. Why are you paying the same price for that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think in this case they shouldn't. It's suing Sony is ridiculous. I think Sony should man up and just give everyone like $10 back.
Well, they are already giving, supposedly want to give millions for their hack.
Give them more.
Money.
At this point, stop screwing up and you won't have to give people money.
Hey, Sony's been losing a lot of money. They're happy to get money right now.
Yeah, whatever.
So another thing about Sony is the fact that they're going to be canceling the Android version of their app. Anything that's running above version 4.4.2 won't be supported. So yeah, if you have that version of Android OS, you'll be okay. But once you have 4.4.3, it's over for you. There you won't have any access to the store. You won't have anything else. They just don't care about you anymore if you have an Android.
They're still going to keep the iPhone up, though?
I believe so. It didn't mention anything about the iPhone.
All right. Well, looks like Android is getting the crappy end of the stick, huh?
The boot. Now we're just going to go on to whatever gaming news we have so we can do a lightning round of everything. Yeah, now
That's a whip,
I definitely wanted I wanted to talk to you about Micromon, which is the iOS answer.
Oh, I was going to check that out, and I totally didn't. My bad.
And you have an iPhone, so you definitely want to check out Micromon.
Micromans.
Now, Micromon was an answer to Pokemon, or I guess an alternative to Pokemon, which is a monster catching game. It's from a game developer group from Costa Rica, and they did a Kickstarter for it. They wanted to get it funded 2 years ago, and the Kickstarter did not meet its goal. But they said, you know what? With the money that we got and whatever we got, we're still going to put the game out there.
$1? Hell no.
Yeah, you do have to pay for the game.
Hell no. I'm not paying $1.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know. Those damn games, so expensive, right?
Dang you. Well, for a mobile game, I play free mobile games.
You know what?
I don't pay for mobile games.
We are two broke gamers. You know what? We're not paying $1 for a game.
No, it's not even that. I don't care about the $1. I'm not paying for mobile games.
Yeah, and I feel the same way about mobile games. I can't.
Mobile games
free.
gotta be free.
Exactly.
Screw you,
Micromon. I pay enough for my phone. Like, screw that. My 3DS, I paid already.
Exactly.
I paid for my console. I'm constantly paying for my phone. No.
I'm not gonna pay for mobile games that I'm gonna play for maybe a week and not care about later.
And that's what it is about mobile games too. You just don't play it as long as an actual game. I don't know. Whatever. We'll talk about that. But we'll talk about that when we get that subject time to talk about that. Now, like I said, the Kickstarter was done, and they released it, and it's the #1 app for paid games and number 38 for top grossing. And it has like tons of reviews. It had a 4.5 ranking as far as we saw. And people already saying it's better than Pokemon, which I don't believe. I think that's
wrong.
I think that's people who are paid to give those reviews.
Yeah, those paid reviews.
Yeah, but I don't know. People seem to like the game.
Actually, I'm looking at it and it's was this 3.5 out of 5?
Oh, it reduced. Awesome.
3.5. Wait, it's 3. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5.
Wow. So what's the review?
Oh, wait, no,
now?
that's the wrong game. That's the wrong game. My bad.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Oh, it is 4.5. My bad. My bad. I was looking at Lear's the game next to it. I don't know. Stupid. No, this Micromon game, it looks like Pokemon.
That's the point.
It looks like a less graphical version of Pokemon. I don't know.
Well, like I said, there was a failed Kickstarter, and he basically put out an incomplete game, and people were paying $1 for it.
I ain't paying no $1.
Now, speaking of the real Pokemon, if you have Pokemon X or Y, you can grab the Pokeball pattern Vivillion. Vivillion. I don't freaking care. Who wants that?
Actually, you know what? There's that's the Pokemon that has 10,000 different forms. So
yeah.
People collect them, all right? I have 12 of the 20.
Wasn't there another Vivillion or whatever that just came out last month?
The fancy pattern one?
Yeah.
Because that was for traveling around the world. I think the entire cumulus of Pokemon players traded Pokemon, I don't know, 1 billion miles or something total. And they were like, hey, the fancy Vivillion. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah, I got mine.
So I think there's 22 patterns or something now with the Pokeball one. And I think I have 14 of them. Some of them are impossible.
I have 2.
They're impossible to get. It's some of these things are because it's region based.
Yeah.
So if there's a region where no one lives, it means 2 people have this thing. And they're like, ha 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 ha, you can't have it.
Yeah.
You're a jerk. So I can't get them all because it's impossible unless you cheat, and I'm not gonna cheat for freaking Vivillions.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Resident Evil is getting an HD remaster, and not the original game. Not the original version of that game. That game was awful, especially with. I mean, it looked awful. It was good at the time, except for the voice acting. The voice acting was horrendous. Resident Evil is known for its awful voice acting. And now it's getting an HD remaster. Now, here's the ironic thing. Now, it's the version that came out on the GameCube. Now, people have already criticized it because it looks like lazy remastering where everything's just about the same, but they kind of bumped up the graphics, but not even by much. But they didn't even make it with HD. They just had the standard definition thing because they even have an option to move the screen around because it's hey, we left the square part in it. Yeah, you see it as a widescreen, but we still left the full frame. You can move the camera up and down. You can get the whole frame. And it's So it's not really HD then. And like you can move the camera around, like you can see right here for you here in the studio. But of course, I can you can see the links of it, and you can switch between widescreen and 4:3, which is kind of like that's not HD. that's not.
That's not HD.
Yeah, and the graphics don't look that great. They just kind of look blurry and kind of unpolished.
So don't buy it. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. Focus on Mega Man. How about that? How about give us Mega Man back? Damn it. Anyway, and you know what? Oh yeah, the ironic thing. Now this is the version, like I was saying, that was remade for the GameCube. Now this version is not coming out on the Wii U.
What is it coming out on?
Of course, the PS4 and the Xbox and PC.
Okay, so everything but Nintendo.
Yeah, which was weird because that game was made for the GameCube and for Nintendo.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Flappy Bird is back. It has returned.
I don't care.
Yeah, but it's only available for Amazon Fire. That's it. It's not available on your phone.
That's even less reason to care.
Yeah.
That was another game where people got it and played it for a week. Oh, who cares?
Yeah,
mobile games, guys.
You
know what? Next week, mobile games. All right, next week will be our mobile game.
Yeah, seriously.
Topic because I need to get this off my chest.
Yeah, seriously. And I still remember when people tried to sell Flappy Bird on their phones when it got banned for like $1,000. Remember that?
Yeah, no. When he took it off the market, people were like, "Oh, I have Flappy Bird on my phone. I'm gonna sell it for like $1 million."
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not.
Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold over 34 million copies.
That's a lot.
Like at this point, why are you releasing it on the PS4 and on the one in PC? Well, PC, of course. I mean, duh. But why at this point release it for the other two home consoles? You know,
to sell it more,
to make more money, money.
What? I actually want to find out what the most sold game ever is.
That's probably one of the Call of Duty games.
No.
Yeah, it has to be either that. No, actually, that's the fastest selling. I think the top selling one. I think is Wii Sports.
The one that has the most copies sold?
Yeah, I believe so.
Most copies sold video game. You have a laptop and I have a phone. This ain't fair.
I already got it. Boom.
Yeah, well, Wikipedia is my friend, okay?
Me too.
Tetris.
Tetris? Yeah, really? Huh. All platforms, across all platforms, that sold at least 15 million copies. Yeah, Wii Sports up there.
Tetris, 143 million copies.
Yeah. See, Wii Sports too, though.
Yeah. Minecraft?
Yeah,
what
Minecraft.
The fuck?
Wow.
All right, so we gotta get back on this conversation.
Yeah, that was weird. Like I knew Mario Brothers for years and years and years. Actually, I think even before Tetris, because I think it's sold more now because of the mobile phone thing. But because I don't remember it being on the list for forever. Now, I remember Mario Bros. Was like the original one. Or actually, I thought it was Mario 3. Hold on.
Wait, where are we? I don't even know where we are. So many copies of Tetris. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's 34 million for GTA. So yeah, I guess
all right. So I'm just gonna say, okay. So they're gonna re-release it. They're gonna re-release it for the PS4 and the Xbox One to try to catch Tetris at 143 million copies sold, which isn't gonna happen because I don't see it selling 100 million. 100 million copies.
I don't think a lot of things can ever outsell Tetris at this point.
Number 2 in the world is the Wii Sports, and that's still 82.5 million copies. Yeah. That's still so far behind.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I still remember when it passed like Mario. That was kind of weird. But then the fact that Tetris passed, I was not aware of that. That's very interesting.
Tetris, man.
Yeah.
1984. Bang bang.
And from now, I mean the best version, I still like the Game Boy one. Of course the other versions too. I do like the Tetris that came out on the Wii. The newer one that I want to check out too. A console version, of course. But I don't know. We'll see. I still like Tetris. I mean the Tetris effect is still strong with everybody. You know. Of course, Mortal Kombat X news, Kano was leaked in one German magazine.
Kano's kind of a staple character in Mortal Kombat.
He really is, though. So for him to not be in the game is kind of like weird in some way.
I'm trying to think. Like I'm pretty sure
he's almost in every game.
He missed Deception.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of the only game Kano missed.
Yeah.
Unless I don't remember if he was in Deadly Alliance or not, but I remember he missed Deception. Because he was dead.
Yeah.
He was actually, during Deception storyline, he was dead, so he couldn't be in a game. He's dead.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. I'm pretty sure Kano's just if he wasn't in the game, I'd be more surprised if he wasn't in the game. Put it that way.
And then Assassin's Creed, the final thing, Assassin's Creed Rogue. So that's going to be coming out. The sequel after Black Flag coming out.
I stopped caring about Assassin's Creed games after 3.
The funny thing is, it's not confirmed. Well, actually, it's confirmed not to come on the Wii U, which is funny.
Which people are rioting about.
Yeah, I'm sure the 3 people who own the Wii U are like, yeah, I guess.
No, fans are actually upset that Assassin's Creed is not going to be on the Wii U.
I mean, here's the thing. I've talked about it even with like a buddy of mine. And I'm just like, you're not really buying a Nintendo console at this point for third-party games.
You're not, but some people probably had a Wii U already. They don't want to buy a new gen. So they're like, oh, well, whatever games come out on the Wii U, I'll just play it on there. And then to not have a big Ubisoft title like Assassin's Creed, it's major.
Yeah,
some people are gonna feel some type of way about it.
Yeah, I believe that for sure.
If I had a Wii U and I was waiting for Assassin's Creed, they were like, nah, I would be kind of upset.
Yeah.
Because it means if I want to play the game, I have to go out and get a new gen. I don't feel like getting a new gen.
Yeah, not at this point. We're 2 bro gamers. Come on now.
Yeah, I can't even get I can't even get the Wii U, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then one final thing, one last final story, which is like a kind of a joke story, I guess. Nintendo has announced August is Peach month. So Princess Peach gets her month. Which is, I don't know, sexist. Luigi gets the whole year. Peach gets a month.
Of Luigi, man. Yeah, well, you know what? At least she has a month. Okay, I don't have a month. I don't think Mario has a month.
Mario's all year round, man.
Mario had. Yeah, you know what? No.
Mario has the whole.
Why doesn't
world.
Yoshi have a month?
Yoshi needs to have a day every day. Yoshi's the freaking bomb, dude.
Yoshi is the best.
He's the best character ever.
I don't mind Princess Peach month.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. I mean, if it's going to be an annual thing, but then at this point, if you're going to do that, might as well have a monthly character thing every, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Bowser month. The Yoshi month,
you
Mario
know what?
month.
Scrap it. I don't need character months for good.
Yeah. And that's it for the Toon Bro Gamers podcast. I hope you enjoyed this show, our extra long show again.
Yeah.
And our second part's going to be about esports.
Yeah. You guys can check us out on Twitter at 2BrokeGamersPod.
Of course, the
with
blog.
the number 2. And we have our super cool blog that we don't post on yet.
Which we will soon.
Yeah, we gotta stay on top of this.
Word.
What the hell is that thing again?
It's BrokeGamersPodcast.wordpress.com.
Cool. And then you can follow us individually on Twitter. I'm Steve B. Agilism.
And I'm
Agilism. I'm going to spell it because it's a word I made up.
Yeah, and I am a Terrick with the misspelled, so Te_Rick. And of course, follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. We will have some video eventually. And we're also going to think about doing our intro video for the YouTube page. Ooh, yeah. You get to see us finally.
A toe boy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty. I am pretty, man.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys in the next part of the show. I hope you join us for that.